By the way, y'all get my book, Foundational Black American Race Beta. You can get that book right now on Amazon.com. If you have not gotten the book already, go to Amazon.com, get my book, Foundational Black American Race Beta. Very good book. What's up, Teslin? I see you, dear. So right now out here in California, there's still a lot of discussions about the reparations. The governor out here has signed something where we are allowed as foundational Black Americans who descended from slavery, we can differentiate ourselves and count ourselves as a separate group. Hopefully this is something that's going to spread around the country. And we're still on the grassroots talking about putting together some foundational Black American scholarships. I'm real invested in that right now because a lot of you have given a lot of great ideas. And I want to throw some ideas to the family tonight and just kind of get some feedback on how we can execute this. What's up, Brother Marcel? And Marcel just reminded me of something. By the way, we're still trying to get things going for the October 15th thing in DC. We're still trying. We've been calling up there to DC to the permit office. They are giving us the runaround, something crazy. I'm letting y'all know. They are giving us the runaround. It's been over a month. They have not given us a permit. We are doing everything possibly that we can possibly do to try to get a permit. So hopefully we can still get that going. They're deliberately running the clock out on us because they understand we're getting into September. So, we'll have less than a month to really get this thing organized. And, it's like that. We can't really pull it off. I don't want to throw something together at the last minute. But again, we're getting into September pretty soon. And, they look like they're trying to run the clock out on us. And I think some of the excuses they're going to try to use is that there's been some funny style stuff going on around the Capitol, that whole January 6th thing. There's a cloud over them over that. The other day, some dude just committed suicide up there at the Capitol. He rammed, what happened? The guy rammed a car into something and then killed himself. Something weird happened a couple of days ago. So, they'll try to use stuff like that to kind of give us the runaround. So, but they still have protests and stuff up there. They still have stuff going on up there. So, but we're still working on it. And speaking of reparations, the Revolt Summit is happening this year. Revolt reached out to me. They want me to be on the reparations panel. So that's going to be fly. That's going to be in September in Atlanta. So the Revolt folks reached out, and Revolt, they're really being very cooperative. In fact, Revolt, they're trying to give me a show on Revolt. So we're kind of going back and forth talking about that. So the Revolt thing is going to be fly. That's going to be fly. Even if we don't get the DC thing going, this Revolt thing is going to be fly. That's going to be next month in Atlanta. So I keep people posted on that. What's up, Sir Major? I see everybody in here. NYCT. But let me give some ideas on what I'm thinking as far as the scholarship thing, where we can give scholarships to some of our FBA kids. Some of y'all on my live yesterday, you gave some phenomenal ideas on how to execute this. And there was one sister who said there should be a central, like we should have our own Ancestry.com account so we don't have to rely on other people making accounts. We should have our own centralized account where we have our own volunteers running the account and people who want to apply for the scholarship, and we're going to do them in $5,000 increments. That's a nice chunk of change to help somebody for the semester or whatever. I think giving people $5,000 each, that's a nice incentive, and that's a nice chunk of change. We definitely have to verify, make sure that they're foundational Black American, have somebody or a group of centralized people running their information, checking their background. Let me know what y'all think about that. Another thing is either a 250-word essay or a 500-word essay about the importance of reparations, right? Another thing we can do, the grade point average thing, we were kind of going back and forth about that. Some people were saying it should be at least a 3.0 grade point average they should have. Some people were saying 2.5. So I'm thinking a 3.0 grade point average that lets us know that we got some people who are, seriously, focusing on what they need to do. So something like that might work. Another thing we should possibly do is do coon checks. Make sure, look at these people's social media. Make sure we're not going to give a scholarship to people who got a history of cooning online. You understand what I'm saying? Because we want to get some people who's codified. So we might have to start looking and checking their social media, make sure there's no mammying and cooning it up on social media, because I damn sure don't want to give a scholarship to some potential coon. I don't want to do that at all. So we might have to start checking the social media. Also, this is another thing. Should we give the money to the school they're in? Should we pay the tuition or give the scholarship money directly to the school? What do y'all think about that idea? I'm gonna get some of y'all to call in, because some kids might apply, and you give somebody $5,000, they go take that money right to the damn mall and get a bunch of shoes. So we want them to actually utilize the money for their education. So should we pay that money to the schools they are enrolled in directly? And then how do we do that? So I would like the family to chime in on some of this stuff. Let me get some callers to call in. Let's get Lando, brother Lando, in here. What's up, Lando? Then we get Bruce. What's up, Lando?
What up, though, Flex from Detroit? How you doing, dog?
My man, what up, though? How you doing, fam?
Hey, man, everything is good. So I got a few ideas. I was listening to the live yesterday. So The first thing, the 5,000 is perfect. So that's definitely a good move. 5,000 is more than enough. Now, the next thing is, if you want to do a background check, all you really need to do is, off the last 10 years, you can check their applications and see if they've been doing Black or African American, whatever, on there, because most non-FBAs ain't checking no Black too much. So
right.
So that's a way to do it. And just probably like two more things with it. I say every year switch up. Like this year, next year you probably do like the reparations. Then the following year you can probably do something about one of our Marcus Garvey, Ida B. Wells. You can do whoever you want to do it. But overall, I love the idea. I will be donating. And the only last thing I would say is get probably some people, because my sister in high school, she was a 4.0 student. And bro, we had no idea how many grants there was with fraternities and stuff in our own hood was giving grants. And we seeing all these white kids getting these grants and we didn't know nothing about it. So I would definitely team up with probably like 2 educators that used to do it. And my cousin is an educator out in DC, and he real thorough. So I can actually link you up when you're ready with him, because he got the connections with Nick Cannon and other good people.
No doubt. That's what's up, man. We're good looking out, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, my thing is just executing it. Can we give the money directly to the schools that these the students are in, and how do we do that? You dig? Because I never went to college, so I don't even know how that works. So that's why I'm asking questions. What's up, brother Bruce? Hop on, sir.
Yeah, my recommendation would be give the money to some of these trade schools and help these young Black boys get into these trades, because what's happening is a lot of Black men and Black boys are being marginalized and not allowed to get in a lot of these fields. I worked with this one white Hispanic who, in high school, they got him certified to become an electrician. So he already had a career coming out of high school. And he showed me his graduation crew, and none of them boys were Black. So we have been so marginalized and so suppressed, and they're not letting us into these fields that can help us, feed our families. So I think trades is the way to go. They can make a lot of money, and it can really go. They can teach these trades and skills to future generations. It can really feed families for a long time.
No doubt. Now let me ask you. Thank you, brother. Some of these trade schools, what's some of the tuitions on some of these trade schools? Because that's something that we can possibly do next year, because I don't want to get it too muddled now. Right now, we definitely want to get kids who are already enrolled in college, have them do an essay, and then pay the $5,000 hopefully directly to the school to help out with their semester tuition. So we want to do that. We want to be focused on that. Now, I've heard the trade school thing too, which is another option. We can do that possibly next year. Let me know what the trade school tuitions are. How would that work? What's the practicality of that? How can we make that work as well? Let's get Jerry in here. Let's get Brother Jerry in here. Then we'll get the average black guy. Let's get Jerry, then the average black guy. What's up, Jerry? I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
I'm all good. So I want to chime in on this because I actually received a scholarship when I was going to school back in the day, and I think the essay is really good. Also, the grade point average should be about 3.0. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't want it to shoot high, but 3.0 is above average. You know what I'm saying? And also
Okay.
with the essay, you can actually see if somebody is really about the grassroots movement. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you want to get them to the cone. And then at the same time,
Right.
I honestly think it's better to get the money to the student, because if you vetting a student properly, sometimes these schools be on bullshit. I mean, not to cuss on here, but you don't want to get the money direct to the school and then they be trying to hold it up on some janky stuff. You never know if it's a coon and an administrative, if it's a suspected white supremacist. If you vet the student properly and make sure they do what they're supposed to do with the money, you give it directly to them, you'll be all good.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Now, is that a problem with some of these schools, family? Do the schools kind of play games with people's money? Because my man brought up a very good point. I never thought of it like that. Do the schools kind of start jerking around with folks' money like that? Y'all let me know what's going on. Because, push comes to shove, we will give the money directly to the students. I would prefer to give it to the schools. But yeah, if the schools are on some BS and they try to play little games with the money that comes in, we definitely don't want that. So let me know what's going on with these schools. What kind of games are they playing at these schools? Let's get the average black guy. Hop on, brother. Then we'll get Candor in here.
Good evening, Flex. I saw your daughter. Congratulations once again, beautiful daughter.
Thank you so much, sir.
How you doing?
What's on your mind, brother?
What's on my mind is I love what you're talking about, but also too, possibly a scholarship for a trade school, so that we can kind of like shorten the pathway to business ownership. So, that way we don't have to get caught up in prerequisites and spending and giving so much money to these colleges, and get a potential student on the pathway to just own their own business and generating the income and not being in so much debt. So I think there's a little caveat to the great idea. And
now, let me ask you this. What are some of the tuition fees for these trade schools?
Some can be pretty high, but some can be low as well. I went to a trade school myself, and for the length of the program, I think I paid about $8,000.
Oh, okay.
This was some years ago. X-ray tech was costing about $10,000 some years ago as well. So, you can get to your job quicker and not have to be there so long, and then not have to owe people so much money.
Okay. All right. We're gonna look into that too. Okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad at all. Thank you so much, brother. Let's get Sister Candor in here.
Hi. Yes, to answer you, yes, the schools do play with the students' money. My paralegal instructor made sure and told us all, even though it was on online classes, he said, make sure and check your receipts. What you call it? There's a place in your Blackboard that has all the expenses you pay for school, your tuition, all of these things. And he said, make sure you stay on top of everything that the school is printing. That had so many errors in my tuition and my grants and all of this stuff that I went ahead. I made so many phone calls to the school to correct it. And I finally got it corrected. So yes, to answer your question, the school does play around.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, beloved. Man, okay. We're gonna have to really look into that, because we don't want to give a scholarship to a school and they'll be like, well, this kid already owes such and such, and whoop de whoop, and yeah, we got to look into that. Let's get Brother Marcel in here.
Hey, Tariq, how are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you, Brother Marcel?
I'm doing well. And that, first of all, the idea is fantastic. I'm glad it's happening because one of my biggest pet peeves, and I've mentioned this, has been Black immigrants get to come in and apply for any scholarship that
Yep.
is for Black people, but then they'll turn around and start a scholarship just for people of their lineage, as with both Jean's parents. I told people my mother, I was trying to find a scholarship for my mother who was going back to school, and they had one for adults who were parents going back to school. And when I went to apply, I was excited because I knew I could write the essay. And then they said it was for people of Jamaican lineage only, and I could not believe it. You don't ever
Mm,
see us doing it, so this is a great way for us to delineate. And
yes, indeed.
I just have some suggestions. One, I think some scholarships require a person to do like a little project and like do photos. I think for us to make sure a person is on call, sometimes you got to force people to be on call. I think the idea is checking their social media is great. An
Yeah.
essay is great, but also have them do a project to specifically benefit the FBA freedmen community. Like it has to be something that they have to do specifically for people of our lineage, their lineage. I think that will be great as well. And it will give them in the sense of paying it forward.
Yes, indeed. Those are great ideas, man. Thank you so much, Brother Marcel. Yeah, man. This is going to be a first. This is going to be a first. And, whatever we need done, we have to start setting the tone for it. And we have to create the template for it. And I think this will also help create a great template for the reparations when the reparations come down, because now we already have a model for it. See, we have to start looking into the logistics of everything, of how everything is going to play out on a daily basis, how we can check people's background, and we can have, like I said, a centralized ancestry.com account so we can have volunteers getting information and doing the background checks on people, just fleshing everything out in a logistical manner. Let's make this thing real. Because like our brother Marcel said, man, folks come over here and every scholarship that's supposed to be meant for us, everybody can come eat off of it. If you go to the United Negro College Fund website, they got a bunch of Hispanics on there. Go on there right now. They got Hispanics on there. All these other groups can come in and get these scholarships that were meant for us. Everybody can come get those. Black immigrants, Hispanic immigrants, white immigrants, meaning Anglo white, everybody can eat off us. But then they'll start getting their little scholarships that excludes us. They make sure we can't get a piece of that. You dig? So we're going to have to start looking out for our folks and just saying, hey, this ain't for everybody. We can't keep doing stuff that's going to be for everybody. We have to look out for our children. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to hear nobody complain. We don't want to hear no complaints. See, this is why we have to start gatekeeping our culture and our lineage. Because people, there's this thing where we've allowed people to just come in and leech off of our culture for so long, they just feel entitled to it. That's why we've been having this conversation about Latinos and hip hop, and that conversation we've been going on about that. That's why the next project I do is going to be a hip hop documentary. And that's going to be a part of the museum too. We're going to put that in the museum. That's very, very important. Now, some people will be like, well, it's just music. No, it's not just music. This is a culture thing. When people come in and try to lay claim to your culture, things that your lineage and culture created, that is a sign of disrespect. And people like Fat Joe and all of these other people, these Latino artists, they are deliberately being disrespectful by sitting up here claiming that they have 50-50 ownership in some damn hip hop. That's what Fat Joe said. A lot of people were talking about an old interview with Fat Joe and Angie Martinez. He's up here talking about how, yeah, Latinos and blacks are 50-50 in hip hop. He started talking about Wild Style and the Rocksteady crew, all of these folks who was doing stuff in the 80s, a decade after hip hop was created. And then I started putting up a whole bunch of videos of some of these original b-boys and original rappers who were all saying, hey, there were no Puerto Ricans and no Latinos around when we were doing our thing, which is true. We have to stop people from deliberately disrespecting our culture like that. They're doing it so that they can be disrespectful. We have to cut that out. We have to stop that. We have to say, hey, you can't do that. We're not going to let you rewrite history. We cannot go to their culture and start laying claim to it. They would call us out for doing that. The only reason they're doing it is to be disrespectful, because if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. They're going to do what Busta Rhymes do. Because, see, we sat up here and let people lie about Caribbeans contributing to hip-hop, and they did not contribute to the early stages of hip-hop. They just didn't. As a group, they didn't. Even Kool Herc, he didn't bring anything Caribbean to the table. But we sat there and let them tell that Caribbean lie for so long, and then it turns into, well, you know what? Y'all FBA niggas got hip-hop from us, so y'all need to thank us for giving you hip-hop, because y'all didn't have no culture if it weren't for us and the sound system and the Jamaican toasting. And you see, then it turns into blatant disrespect. So we have to start checking that stuff early. You don't let nobody lay claim to your culture. Let's get Wayne in here. Let's get Brother Wayne in here. And then let's get the Repist. This looks like a troll account. But Brother Wayne, what's up, brother?
Peace to the fam. Appreciate it for having the room. Definitely engaging. One option I kind of thought about, piggybacking off what the brother was talking about with the trade schools. There's a lot of IT certifications that range anywhere from like $3,000 to $8,000. Individuals can get. Even some certification institutes have guaranteed type. The word is fine wording, but they'll put you in $80,000 positions right after the 8-month program. So that may be a option to look at for some people who don't want the traditional 4-year college route.
Right. Okay. We'll look into that too. We'll definitely look into that. Thank you for the call. Let's get a few people in here. Let's get Mouthpiece. Let's get Mouthpiece in here. The Mouthpiece, you look non-FBA, brother. Where are you from? Mouthpiece, hop on, sir.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, blessings on blessings. Peace and blessings, Tariq, brother.
I'm good. Now, where you from, Mouthpiece?
I'm actually from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay. You FBA?
Man, I need to be.
Now, where you from? You don't look FBA. Where you from?
All right, so check it out. I'm originally from Louisiana.
Where's your family from? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking about, I got you. Oh, yeah. Well, I got a little Caribbean in me. I got a little Haitian. I got a little half Haitian, you know what I'm saying? But my people, my pops, they Indians, they original Indians, by the way.
There you go. Yeah, I knew there was some non-FBA stuff going on in there. But what's on your mind?
Facts.
What's on your mind, man?
Man, I wanted to elaborate with you on the hip-hop tip, bro, because that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I did my research and I studied exactly what you just said. It wasn't no Puerto Ricans or no Spaniards in no form around. It was strictly Moors that did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Original man did that.
Real talk.
And we gotta, you're right.
Yeah. And my thing is, I ain't giving them a little bit of credit or nothing, because not only were they not a part of the early hip hop scene, the Puerto Ricans were hating on it. And they were racially hating on it. If you listen to some of those old school brothers who were there, I ain't talking about somebody who was 2 years old, they weren't around. A lot of these new artists talking about the Puerto Ricans, they weren't even around. When you talk or listen to some of the dudes who was there at those parties in the early and the mid 70s, they all say the same thing. Not only were there no Puerto Ricans participating in it, the Puerto Ricans who were around in the Bronx at the time were racially hating on the people who were breaking and doing hip hop. They were like, what is that Jungle Bunny music, that those Morenos, or what is that they're doing? They were clowning them. I am not giving none of them no damn credit for something that they were racially hating on. They ain't getting no credit over here. They got on the bandwagon a decade later. That don't make you no half creator of nothing. You're just doing stuff that we were already doing, that we had already created. Yeah? So we got to get the history straight. Let's get the legend in here. What's up, the legend? The legend, turn your microphone on, brother.
Can you hear me now, bro?
I can hear you, man. What's on your mind?
Just
what a barbecue?
coming from Chicago, man. I just got a opinion on the way the money should be distributed, man. Piggybacking off you watching the money in the college funds, then making sure everyone qualifies. I just say let's use a part of that money. If it is reparations to be had, we need our own branch of government to monitor all that shit. I mean, excuse my language, but we need a branch of government to monitor all that stuff. Monitor our music, monitor our culture, monitor our money, monitor our finances, monitor our education, monitor ourselves, police ourselves. So I just think we need our own shit, like you said, but need to in our own branch of government form where we could just do everything in one piece of government where we have our own elected officials, no coons, no backstabbing, guys like that in the office where we got qualified men making sure that we get our just due from the ground up.
There you go. All right, and I agree with that, but we got to start somewhere, though. See, that's the thing. Let's start somewhere. Let's start with this. Let's get this going, and then the same way we get this organized, we can organize some other stuff the same way. But we have to start somewhere. Let's go to Arthur. Arthur, what's up, Arthur? Arthur?
Let's start with this. Let's get this going.
Arthur, what's going on with your audio, man? Okay. Arthur, this man has a kitty cat in his thing, and he sounds like one of these trolling tethers. Now, Arthur?
Hello?
Oh, Lord. Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yeah, this sounds like a Somalian. Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, we hear you, ma'am. Can we help you?
Yes, ma'am. Hello?
Okay. This is that.
Oh, we spoke before.
Right. Okay.
Yes, we hear you, ma'am. Can we help you?
Ma'am?
It's delayed. Sorry, I think there's something wrong with my Wi-Fi.
Okay, no.
We spoke before.
Uh-huh. Ma'am, this is the Somalia, right?
Ma'am? It's delayed. Sorry, I think there's something wrong with my Wi-Fi.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. She's gonna go in there. She's gonna eat that cat that's in her profile. She's in there cooking the cat right now. She's about to make cat kebab right now, so she's very distracted. Ma'am, don't eat the kitty cat. Don't eat it. Let that cat free. Let the cat go. She's in there cooking the cat. That cat did not hurt nobody, ma'am. She's making cat sorrel. She's in there making some cat sorrel. All right, what's up, Crypto? What's going on, Crypto Bang? Hop on, Crypto Bang. Crypto Bang, hop on, brother. You turn your microphone on while we're waiting on Crypto Bang.
Hello.
Okay, we got Crypto Bang. You ready? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. What's going on with you, man? What's speak, big homie?
No doubt, man. What's going on? What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, man, what's on my mind is I was like, we FBA, we tap everybody to put in to get the museum, right? Got that meal.
Yes.
We got that meal real quick on they funk ass, right? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get that school. Let's get that FBA Academy school. We get that in a month. You know what I'm saying? Well, I pay like $700,000 for Hills. Let's go and get that meal and get a school and start the first one wherever you decide to put it.
Right. And that is an option. Then I would have to do more research about running a school that's a little more detailed. You got to go through the state, and there's a lot of stuff you got to go through. But then that's an option too. Let's get Aaron in here. Aaron, turn your microphone on, sir.
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, brother? How are you, sir?
I'm great. I just wanted to build on something that y'all was talking about. That you did on your broadcast yesterday about the scholarship.
Yeah.
I feel that one of the prerequisites shouldn't necessarily be GPA, especially the way that our school systems are designed. There's been a video going around about the Yale study that they did about how teachers look at black boys and black students.
Yeah.
And dealing with my own personal experiences, and you are being the accomplishment that you are, not necessarily having a traditional education. I don't think that we should set the scholarship should be set just for a GPA necessarily.
Now, what do you think the criteria should be? Because we have
GPA
to have some
should be, yeah, GPA should be a part of it, but okay, you can have a student, or whether male or female, they just school might not be their thing. But they might have a natural talent to do certain things, whether it be writing or mathematics. They just don't have.
Well, we don't want to give nobody money just to give money. We want the money.
Fuck no.
We want
excuse
that
me.
for the education. You know what I'm saying? We want the money to.
Yeah.
Let me let you play. Because look, we got to have a criteria. We got to have a criteria. It can't be willy nilly. If we're giving 5 stacks to somebody, we want somebody to use that money to the fullest. We want that person to go to school. We want that person to educate themselves. We want that person to apply that so that they can turn around and help the community. I don't want nobody who's just kind of lollygagging, going to ICDC or some little, somebody who's just kind of jerking around who ain't really doing no work, and we're going to give them 5 stacks. What you think they're going to do with it? So we want to reward some of our bright kids, man. We want to reward some of the kids that's really out here doing it. We have to have some kind of criteria. So I don't think anything is wrong with the GPA thing. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. Now, who is this white man up here with a damn knife in his page? I don't know how to pronounce your name. The white man with the knife. What's going on with you, man?
What's up, brother Tariq, man? No, that stands for black man always praising the Most High.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for bringing me on, brother.
I was like, who's this crazy white man up here with a knife page, man? What's on your mind?
Hey, I got 2 things to say, brother, and I'm going to land my plane. Number 1, the scholarship, man, great idea, man. It's long overdue. And number 2, I want to speak on the hip-hop thing, man, about the Power 106.
Yeah.
We should take that national, man. We should take that national and make these non-black foundational radio stations, man, stop. If they ain't hiring no blacks, man, we should make them stop playing our music, man. We should not just in California, man. We should take that national, because in Phoenix is like that, Albuquerque like that. All these Mexicans and whites, Puerto Ricans playing our music, man. We should take that national, man. They got to stop that.
Real talk. Thank you so much, brother. Let's get him. Q. Hop on, Q.
Yo, what's poppin', Tariq?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind?
So I was I think the scholarships are a great idea, because there's a lot of people, including myself, who are getting ready to start school. Like, I literally start on the 29th, and I'm getting ready to go for my first 2 years. So I'm looking forward to it. So I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
And 2, there's really, that's all I had to say. I just think it's a great idea. And do you got any updates for us on the American Maroon movie? I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're like halfway through. Yeah, that's going to be a doozy. We're editing on that every day. So yeah, we're getting that together right now. So that's coming soon. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Let's get Sister Kenny T in here. What's up, Kenny T?
Good evening, Tariq. Good evening, family.
Hey, beloved, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I just wanted to add something about the scholarship. I think it's a great idea. And also, I was thinking I have something that I'm working on, and I would wonder if it would be, or, just if it would be something that what are your ideas on, I guess, raising funds to contribute? Because I was thinking, okay, if I'm doing this thing, then maybe I can put a portion of the proceeds from what I'm doing towards a scholarship.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll set something up. We can set something up on probably the FBA site or something. Before we do that, I just want to get all the logistics together so we'll know exactly what we're doing. So when we start getting contributions, we can just just start taking off, getting applicants in, and really getting the scholarships going. Really within the next couple of months. I want to get it going right now because school is just starting. And especially we want to get it built up for the new holiday. Remember, the Aretasese holiday we're going to start celebrating this year. So this would be a great build up to that. So yeah, we want to get it going right away. So right now, again, we're having these discussions here with the family so we can see what would be the best way to disperse the funds. Again, the stuff about giving the money directly to the schools or to the people, that's something that we have to flesh out. We want to get the maximum results from doing this because this is a new thing that we've never done. As far as us looking out for our lineage, and we're doing it on a grassroots level. So I think this is going to really, this is going to set a good trend, and this is going to set a nice template for the reparations thing later.
And I agree. I think when you have the holidays, because I see other holidays when people galvanize behind something, especially the Aretasuse holiday and what it's about, the meaning, everything about. And one of the things that we're doing is we're giving a book. So when we couple that with education, then with the holiday, that'll kind of push it and galvanize and more momentum towards the holiday. It'll give people something to look forward to, and it'll help inspire and push the holiday as well. So I land my plane here. I think it's a great idea.
Thank you so much, beloved. Yeah, and again, guys, the trade school thing, I'm on that too, guys. Those are great ideas. The trade school thing, I'm not negating that at all. I'm not negating that because a few people have talked about the trade school. I'm with that too. Teaching our children a skill. Like my daughter, she went through. She didn't go to traditional college. She went through the classes. She went through a series of classes where she learned how to do the eyelashes and facials, and I forgot what the name of it was. I was just paying for them. And now my daughter is 23 years old, has her own business, been running her own business for the last 3 years. My daughter works for herself. So it is very important to teach these children a specific trade. So bam, they don't have to do the traditional 4 years. They can go to a trade school or some kind of learning facility for about a year or so, and then come out and bam, get their businesses popping. So I'm feeling you guys on that 100%. Let's get Brother Jamil in here. What's up, Brother Jamil? And then we're going to get Lioness in here. What's up,
Hey,
Jamil?
Tariq. Tariq, how's everything? I just want to say, big fan of everything you talk about. And to piggyback off the brother, I do agree with what he said about the GPA recommendation. I say it shouldn't just be all about GPA. Like, you got some students that may not have a 3.0, but may have like a 2.0 in the 2.0 range or whatnot, but are still good students and still might need help with tuition. Because I know when I went to school, they had like all type of grants and tuition. Like I got a scholarship for like $5,000 just for graduating out of a public school with a 2.3 GPA. That was just a requirement just for us to get it.
Who was the scholarship from?
I was North Board of Education.
Did they give the money directly to you, or did they give it to the school?
No, they gave it directly to us, to all the students. Cool. Class of 2012, they just gave it to all the students. And that was like the men. They have scholarships for everything, just for being left-handed or being a cheerleader or whatnot. But they did have scholarships that we did have in the city that were just specifically for certain groups. They had one for Hispanic, Asians, Africans, and whatnot. And then, like, we were kind of excluded. And then the other scholarship that they did have in the city that was for everybody, like, we wasn't told about them scholarships. Like, I had to go through, like, the back tunnel just to find out about these certain scholarships that they had for Newark and the city for residents. Because a lot of the foreigners that was coming in the city, like, from Liberia and whatnot, they were like getting them scholarships, and we weren't privy to them.
Yeah. They get them. They get it. They got a fast track to them scholarships, man. Them non-FBA kids are the first ones to get them scholarships. I'm letting you play.
Yeah, all of them at ESL.
And family, that's why we're doing this, man. They don't have nothing specifically for our kids. Anything that's for us, everybody gets dibs on it. But then they have all of these damn scholarships that we are excluded from. And if we get a part of a scholarship. It has to be some other stuff mixed in. I was looking through a bunch of scholarships, and they had some shit where you got to be bisexual. Literally, they got some LGBT scholarships. You gotta. I don't know how you prove that. Do you go up there with some bussy stains or something? How do you prove that you bisexual? You know what I'm saying? They got LGBT scholarships. You dig? Let me get Lioness in here. Lioness, how are you, dear?
I'm doing well, brother. Thank you. I'm not in the sticks right now, so I have good reception.
Good,
but my background is in education, right? So I got my master's between 22 and 23 in education, and I taught secondary, which was high school, for over 10 years. I've done a level of college readiness, and so my recommendation for the scholarship funds, scholarships are great because, you know, a lot of our young people need those resources. But what I found as a student and then also as an educator was more impactful are fellowships. So I would say that if we're going to start off with a scholarship fund, we need to, and I'm sure our brother Marcel can also comment on this, and your sister Tia Marie, we need to offer award scholarships. They can be merit based, you know, GPA based. A lot of our kids are very, very talented, and I'll be honest, a lot of our kids GPA suffer in college because of anti-Black racism coming from a lot of their professors, and you know, some of these professors who are non-FBA. So we should add a component of academic advising into the scholarship. So the awardees should get a mentor that can really help them and develop them in whatever career path that they're looking to get into, because academic advising programs are suffering a lot, and especially during COVID. Remember, a lot of these kids, a lot of kids who are graduating or who have graduated recently spent a lot of their time doing virtual learning with no academic advising. So that's something that I would recommend. And then the final thing is, you can have one scholarship fund, but have various categories. There could be a business competition scholarship. There could be one for an oratorical contest. There could be something essay-based or merit-based, again, based off of GPA, and also something talent-based because our kids are very talented. Thank you. I land my plane there.
Thank you, but great ideas. Those are great ideas. We should have different ones for business, STEM. There's different. That's a great idea. Have different categories so that we can get an array of different applicants who can, you know, put their bid in, and you know, we can cultivate some of our talented and some of our bright FBA kids. So I think those are great ideas. Let's get Great Black Shark in here.
Salute, Black man. How's it going, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
I'm doing grand, man. I will be very brief here. This is right on time and it's long overdue, and it will uplift the young, Black, talented FBA students' self-esteem out here, because we know they're going through it, man. It's like a lot of our students out here, man, they're talented and they have all the potential in the world, but they don't have anybody backing them. So it's long overdue for us to do this for ourselves. We can do this across the board. It should be a nationwide traditional effort, and it will teach our young ones to start setting the tone of looking out for each other and showing them that it's okay to put yourself first, just like every other group has. And the one final thing I want to add to that, for any of them that happen to be listening, I know a lot of entertainers and athletes follow you. I'm speaking directly to all of you that might be in here. When you see a grassroots effort like this going to help our kids, if you out here throwing 10,000, 20,000 in strip clubs, you better put in on this, because if you don't, the next thing we're going to do is come together and figure out a way to penalize you for that. Don't sit back, even though we're not relying on them. They see what we're doing, so it's time for them to chip in. With that said, I'll land my plane, brother.
Much respect to you, brother. Yeah, we're going to do this, man. We're going to get this thing popping. Because, we need to start cultivating our next generation, you see. And that's where a lot of us, we dropped the ball on that, man. We got to start cultivating our next generation, getting our next generation ready, circling our wagons around our next generation so that they can be taken care of, so that they know that some of us are out here looking out for them. And we're not going to sell them out. We want to make sure that they're going to be good. We should have been doing this. Again, we've been sitting up here trying to kumbaya for everybody. and then our children suffer from us kumbayaing. So yeah, we're gonna get some straightening as far as this is concerned. Anyway, that's been it, man. Let me get up out of here. I think we had some great discussions and some great ideas. One thing I do want people to email me. You know, my email is info@tariqelite.com. Email me some ideas on how we can run the website, like the ancestry.com account, and how we can, what's the practical logistical way of running that so that we can get people's information and do background checks on their lineage. Give me some ideas on that. Again, let's still flesh out some ideas on giving the money directly to the students or to the schools. Let's do some ideas on what the essay should be about. Again, one essay should be about reparations, definitely, the importance of reparations. We can do something on understanding the history and why the history of foundational Black Americans is important. We can have some kids do an essay on why is having an economic base important. So there's a lot of things we can do. So I'm open to all of the ideas because this is a community thing. So I'm open to every idea. Some people who want to help volunteer with this thing, that would be great so that we can flesh it out. My sister Jade had some very good ideas on the mentorship. That's very important. People who can volunteer that, somebody who can kind of give some game to some of the kids on how to navigate through some things that go down in college. Just the whole community thing is important. All of us are needed in this thing, man. And we're going to make it happen, man. It's light work for us. We're going to make this thing happen. And I'm talking about we're going to make it happen within the next couple of months. As far as actually giving out the scholarships, we're going to start getting everything set up this week. So I'll keep everybody posted on that. But anyway, man, much respect to the fam. Papa Kute, Lola Bouvet to you guys. You have a great night.